Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today we're going to be letting the Shadowland Tarot, created by Monica Bordinsky. Apologies if I pronounced your name incorrectly. I'm not great at pronunciation. You probably know that by now. But created by her, this awesome deck. We've got it right here that's going to share its message with us. Now, when it comes to like general reading stuff, those are my absolute favorite. And we're just going to do a simple 3-card reading here. And when it comes to 3 cards readings, there is no limit to the insight and information you can get from it. No limit to the questions and everything that you can ask when you do so. I've got this awesome little thing right here, created by Witchy Cauldron. They shared it with me. I've shared it before in a video. I was unboxing all the stuff they sent me. That's my dream. If anybody's watching this and they're like, oh, I want someone to review my deck or review my tarot stuff, and send it to me, ask for my address and everything, send it to me, and I will do it complete justice and tell you how awesome it is. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here, is sharing how awesome this little cloth is. Now it's got the little string right here, and it has a little pocket right here to put your deck in. Now there is a slight little issue with this pocket. It's not very big. So like a playing card size of a tarot deck is going to fit fantastically in here. But like a deck such as this one, I'm just going to take a card off the top and put it in here. Oh, actually it does fit. So a deck this size, it's absolutely going to fit. I don't know if all the cards are going to fit in there at the same time, but you can take this, you can wrap it up, and then voila, you have all three card readings that you could do. There's 9 different positions on this thing, and that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to doing 3 card readings. Now the one that I like to do the best is not actually on here, and I've shared it with you guys before. It's called the Present Future Advice Spread. And if you've ever received a tarot reading from me, like a live reading face to face at a festival or an event or somebody's store or business or something like that, I go all different places. That's one of my favorite things to do. That's the spread that I'm going to share with you. That's the one that I was originally taught, and I think it shares so much information. And that is the present situation, what the future might hold. Now when it comes to future, I never say I can predict it, because it's always up to chance and change. And then there's the advice that the universe has for you. Right here we have the mind, past, and situation. That is one 3-card spread. We have the body, present, obstacle. We have that card spread, and we have spirit, future, lesson over here. Now those can be 3 cards across too. Mind, body, spirit, that's perfect little 3-card spread. Past, present, and future, that is a very, very popular one, very similar to the one I do. And situation, obstacle, and lesson. So those are 3 very interesting, very powerful and insightful, simple words that you can use to get the intuition working, to really connect with the cards. So we're going to take that idea, and I'm going to do something I haven't done before, but very similar to something I've done before, and share the 3 cards. Now the way that I shuffle the deck, I'm sure you've seen it before. I've done it in videos before, but a lot of times I'll pause it and do it myself so you don't see it, because I can't shuffle to save my life. And when it comes to live readings and doing readings with other people, I've heard that same thing. So this is what I do with the cards. I simply put 3 in a row, and then I put 3 in a row again. So you can really start talking to the deck, connecting with the deck, and seeing what you want to share with it. So my personal way of doing this, which I'm trying to keep the little stacks here even, but they're gonna get messed up. I always want to begin this by thanking my guides, thanking the universe, thanking God, thanking spirit, however you choose to see it, thanking the powers that be for giving us the voice that we need and the answers that we seek. Now the tarot is very much connected to ourselves. It's just the illustrations on it can spark our own thoughts and everything. So it's our thoughts that are coming through, but it's that connection to the universe, that power that we possess, and that just the cards, the illustrations, giving us ideas we might not have had before. So we always want to thank the universe and powers to be for giving us the insight, inspiration, and empowerment that we are seeking, and for giving us the voice to share it. That's exactly how I begin my daily readings every day. This is exactly how I do it. It's kind of relaxing, it's kind of meditative, and you don't have to worry about bending the decks. Now this deck is very nice cardstock, but it's still very, very easily warped. And that happens with a lot of tarot decks when you want to do that thing where you shuffle them, flip them all together and then do that bridge thing they talk about. I can't do that, but you can see the cards warping when you actually do it. So this is a really nice way of doing it, a really careful way of making sure you don't bend the cards and stuff like that. And if you're like me and you can't shuffle, and you're like me and you can't shut your mind up for very long, this is a great way to just really lose yourself in the deck, to really connect with it and thank the cards. Now we have all the shuffles there, or well, shuffled sort of, and we have it in the 3 different piles. Now this would automatically be what you call cutting the deck, so I already have that cut, but as I said, I'm going to do something weird that I've never done before, and I'm really curious to see how it's going to turn out. So all I'm going to do is flip over each of the cards. And we're going to do one at a time so we can really focus here. So we're over on this side. Now back to that 3 card thing of this thing where we have all the different questions and all the different ideas that we can use for those questions. So we have the mind, we can use that as the hangman, and our minds, you know, might have a lot going on, might have things that we're trying to focus on, things that we can't achieve, things that we might want to try. And appearing for the mind, the hangman kind of suggests be willing to think outside of the box, have patience with the process. You know, a lot of times when we see the hangman and we think of the hangman, the word itself, hangman, comes like from history and people that did wrongdoings, like criminals and stuff, you know, getting up on that stage, getting the chair kicked out from under them and their necks breaking. But that is not the illustration that we have here, and that is not the hangman of the tarot. Very much upside down. That says he's put himself in this position himself. He's hanging around waiting for the next step to take his ideas and grow them. Now, I always relate the hangman to Odin, the creator of the god behind the runes. Now, when it came to the answers of the runes and like trying to figure them out, trying to find their meanings and everything, it is believed, like the story goes, that he hung upside down from the world tree. It starts with a Y, and it's this really interesting word that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Okay, I'll try like your Godsea or something. I don't remember exactly how it's pronounced. But the point is, he had that time, he had that patience, and he literally hung upside down from this tree, didn't eat, didn't sleep or anything as he learned those lessons that he was looking for, learned the answers that he was seeking. Taking that time for ourselves, really thinking outside of the box and having patience with the process is going to help us create the ideas that we want to create. There I said create, and that 12 reduces to 3, the number of the Empress, creativity and creation itself. It combines the action process with the thought process. You know, action and thought are the key to creation. So taking that action, but then having patience with ourselves as we're working to achieve it, that's going to help us achieve it. So I did talk a little bit about that. I did talk about the mind there. It can connect with the mind. It connect with the past that you might have been waiting for a while, waiting for something to achieve something in the situation. Again, just having patience with the process, having patience with the situation you're dealing with. Good things come to those who wait, and Rome wasn't built in a day. Those are 2 very important aspects of the hangman here. Even a bat waits until the sun goes down. It's round about like dusk, I think, that the most of the time I see the bats, and then they kind of fly out and they trust themselves and they trust that echolocation to go find their meals for the day or for the evening. So that hangman appearing here in this position, whatever this position might be, because this is very, very generalized, says if you're dealing with something, whatever you're dealing with right now, we'll say this is the present situation because I do that a lot. If you're dealing with something right now, have patience with yourself. If you can't find the way forward, think outside of the box. Be willing to do that. Just have patience and think everything through. That mind of yours, that even that body and everything of yours probably needs that like waiting time, that gestation time, really time to think everything through before you move forward. And this is, you don't have to rush. Those things that you're looking for, those answers you seek are within. Have patience with yourself as you learn those secrets of yourself, as you decide what it is that you want to create and how you're going to create it, and be willing to think differently, be willing to get like inspiration from other places and stuff, and just hang around and don't think that you have to do everything immediately. Okay, now we're going to move to this card, which we can see as the future position, we can see as the body, the present, or the obstacle on this thing, or just generalized. Following that hangman, we have the magician. So this is really cool, and you saw the way that I did it. I just simply flipped over the cards. Whatever card was on that bottom of that pile, that is our message. So hanging around, having that patience with ourselves as we work to think about what we want to create. Once we take that time for ourselves to really, you know, trust our inner voices, trust our inner power, not believe that we have to follow the same path as everybody else. You know, the hangman is astrologically connected to Uranus, if I remember correctly. It might be Neptune. I get the Fool and the hangman confused. But those whole they're the further planets out in our solar system, so they're more a dreamlike state. They take longer to go around the solar system and go around the sun. It takes years and years for these planets to go around the sun. I think it's up to like 50 or 70 years. I could be wrong about that as well. But that whole meaning of the magician or the hangman right there, and that connection says, you know, everything, it doesn't have to take immediately. we might not have the answers we're looking for right now, but when we take that time for ourselves, we can begin embracing our magician, our inner magician. We can begin taking action on our ideas, because that's the first step in the numerical sequence, the first step in the major arcana. After that fool, we can see the hanged man as the fool, that taking the time to think everything through, to begin trusting our ideas and getting all the details that we need before we take that leap. And when we take that leap, when we get out of this little position, when we get out of this hanged man situation of like hanging upside down and everything, we can take action on those ideas and we'll have everything that we need to succeed. And that's very much what the magician is here to tell us. I'm going to kind of reference Harry Potter here with this little spread so far. We don't know what this is. We're going to see this as the advice, I think, or maybe something else depending on what comes up. But we have this like 2 cards right now. We have that. But I'm going to talk about Harry Potter a little bit here and the whole work of the magician. Now, there's even a show on, I think it was Sci-Fi. I don't know if it's on anymore, but that was called The Magicians as well. And as these are just stories, they're fantasies and stuff like that, it might not be the case. But the thought process behind there very much connects to everyday life. If we want to become the magicians in our lives, the protagonists of our stories, wielding our magic and our power, like the character is here, he's got his bottle, he's got his emotions in the right place, he's got his wand, this has got to be some kind of sword or something like that, because that's the mind, and he's got his money over here too. And taking the time to like invest our money or to save our money for like other times, that's going to help us grow our ideas too. Because as much as we don't want it to be, as much as we wish it wasn't the case, a lot of times we have to have money in order to take action on our ideas or our dreams. But that whole magician energy, a lot of times, like the magicians of Sci-Fi Channel, Harry Potter, all those kind of stories, they were in school for this stuff. They took that time to learn everything that they could learn, just like Odin of the story of the runes, and taking that time to hang upside down as he let those answers come to him. In order to grow our ideas and grow our power and our confidence to embrace our inner magicians, we need to take that time of rest, of reflection, of looking within ourselves so we know what it is we want to begin and find our true power. So following the hanged man, the magician makes a lot of sense, even though this is the 12 of the major arcana and this is only the 1. Taking that time to really sit, even if we've made it really far in our goals, if we need to take a new path, if we need to grow a new idea, that's going to be where the magician comes in. And taking that time to really look within and trust ourselves and have patience with ourselves as we grow those ideas can lead us to embracing that inner magician and taking action on whatever it is we want to take action on. Taking that time to really sit there, like hang around, just let the answers come to us, really start trusting ourselves and giving ourselves the patience that we need is going to help us wield our magic and become the magicians what we're meant to be. The hangman, like I said, is Uranus or Neptune. I always get it confused with the Fool. I'm starting to lean towards this as Neptune, which is definitely the planet of dreams and everything like that. So if you want to take your dreams and you want to take action on them and everything, taking that time to rest, really look within, even pay attention to the symbol, like the messages from the universe and our dreams and everything like that. Having patience with everything is the key to having embracing the magician. And the magician is astrologically connected to Mercury. We all know that feeling of Mercury retrograde when it turns life into chaos, technology and communication, and everything gets messed up. So if we turn that aspect into ourselves, when we don't take that time to look within, don't take that time to really trust ourselves and trust and have patience with the process, then what we want to communicate with the world, the magic we want to wield, the power that we possess, it becomes a little bit blurry. We don't really trust ourselves enough. So having patience with ourselves, having patience with yourself as you work to achieve your goals, that's the key to really embracing your inner magician and communicating what you want to achieve. You do have the power within you, but if you just go every day and you just keep running, you can't really take the time to embrace that power and really appreciate who you are. So we have 1, 2, and then we move to the 3rd position, which this can very much again connect to this. 3rd position is the spirit, future, or lesson here. We've already had the mind here. We can say the body here. The body is our magician. The body is our power. Taking that time to really appreciate it and resting, giving ourselves that rest and reflection that we deserve. That's going to help us. And then that would move us to spirit over here, or advice or anything like that. That's the beauty of the tarot. It's so open. It's so free. It has a structure. It has a meaning, but it also has the potential to become whatever you want it to become. So turning this over, And like, seriously, what are the chances here that they'd all be major arcana? So this is a really cool thing. And you saw all I did was 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So these are the cards that would just happen to be the first cards down, because all I did was flip the deck. So the Lovers here, self-reflection, loving yourself, loving others. When we think of it, we often think of the love we have for somebody else, like the characters here. This is the guy from the Hierophant in this deck, I believe, and I don't know who she is, but it just shows the love and appreciation they have for themselves. But that's not my favorite meaning of the tarot, and that's not the meaning that I feel like is right here. One of my favorite shows on TV, and I watch this a lot. I think I'm completely caught up in it because I've watched every single season and everything, but there's always like different ones to watch. It's RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, if you haven't heard about that and you don't know what it is, it's guys, you know, drag queens, drag race, people that, like, men that dress up as women, and they're so beautiful and they're so good at it, and it's just incredible how these guys can transform into these gorgeous women. Like, RuPaul is famous for doing this. I remember him being on Sabrina the Teenage Witch in the 90s, and he was like the head of the Witches Council or something, and he was just this beautiful woman. And even back then, I had no idea that she was a he, and it's just incredible what people can do. But the reason I bring this up is because there's a line at the end of every single one of the RuPaul Drag Race episodes that I've ever seen, and it's, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell do you expect to love somebody else? And then he finishes it with, can I get an amen? Because it's so important. It's so important to take that time to really reflect, because that 6 relates to self-reflection. Taking that time to reflect on where we've been, which can absolutely happen when we take that time to really learn the lessons within, really take that time for ourselves to hang around and look inside and think outside the box. When we allow ourselves that time to look what's inside and think outside the box, we can begin loving who we are and forgiving the past. If we want to embrace our inner magicians and take action on our goals and our ideas moving forward, then we need to be able to look back at where we've been, learn the lessons of those experiences of our past, and love who we are in the present, so we can really trust ourselves, our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our souls, everything. Trust ourselves inside and out, and take that knowledge and wisdom and wield our magic. Our future is whatever we want it to be. If we see this as the present future advice, which that is, honestly, that's the spread that I am the most addicted to. You can have cool things like this that have all kinds of different positions and everything, but for me, it just always goes back to this. Like, I think this is like, it's maybe my bicycle, my what I grew up, like what I learned when I first started, and it's kind of like I just fall back on it. But it's really insightful, really informational. It gives you a lot of advice and everything when you get there. So like the hangman appearing here, if we say that as the present, you know, we're waiting to take action, we're waiting to take those ideas. So we're taking that time for ourselves, hanging around and knowing we can trust ourselves and take that time to think outside of the box, trust our dreams, and know that we have the power to take our dreams to the next level. So once we actually do that, take that time for ourselves and have patience, then we can get ourselves out of this situation. We can stand up, flip ourselves right side up, and really take action, moving to that magician, taking that chance, taking that beginning, wielding our magic, and communicating what it is we want to achieve. And love is the advice, loving ourselves, loving others, letting love lead our way forward as we forgive the past, forgive the ones that we might have hurt us. You know, that whole saying, killing them with kindness, you know, even forgetting the ones that may have caused us to doubt our abilities, maybe made us want to sit back and take a break and rest, so that we can wield our power in the future. But taking that time, that's the reflection right here. That's the advice, is taking that time to really forgive ourselves, forgive others, and let love, you got that heart right there, let love lead our way forward. Is going to help us take action on our goals and help us create the lives that we truly love and enjoy. So we have that 12 there that connects to 3. We have the 6 over here that very much connects to 3, because what is it but just 2 3s put together? So we have that energy right there, and it all comes down to us being the magicians of our stories and loving ourselves enough to do that. So this is just a short, sweet little reading, and I seriously, all I did, you saw me, I did all of it in front of you. 1 2 3 1 2 3, the different cards stacked up, and then I just flipped them over. So all we do to get back is flip them back over and set the deck like back upright, and we can put it back. Awesome little cards right here. I've shared them. I did my first unboxing video was actually this deck. It's such a beautiful, interesting deck. But you got like the gold foil and everything on there. And there, when I turn it over, there's the magician right there at the bottom of the deck, because he was the one in the middle. So the kind of takeaway here with the bottom of the deck and this guy in the middle says, you know, you are the magician of your story. You've got the power to wield to make your dreams a reality. Just trust yourself, have patience with yourself, and love yourself, and you can achieve and begin anything. Now, that is just a generalized reading. You can get that done in a personal reading as well. Feel free to message me or comment me on this video, message me on any of the socials. All of that information will be down below under the description, and you can get a reading done with this deck. Any type of reading you want, any kind of question you want, we can talk about that. We can make a custom spread for you. You can get a reading with this deck or any deck in my collection. I share all the pictures and everything of it on my website and online and everything, because I show daily readings every day. But this is just a general reading, and I love like the inspiration and empowerment that it really shared. I hope you did too. Like I said, personal readings are available, email, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. You can send me a message on any of it, comment on this video, and we can book a reading for you. That's entirely available. That's always available. And I really want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, as random and just general as it was. I hope it inspires you to just have patience with yourself and believe that you have the power to bring magic into your life and make your dreams a reality. I can hear the dogs starting to bark and everything, so I guess that's my cue to leave. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in the next one.